What's going on, everybody? Bryan Fonseca here, checking in on behalf of the Action Network, and we have another boxing video for you. This is going to be a fight preview for a big fight. It's going down this weekend in the super lightweight division. Jack Catterall, Regis Prograis. This is not for a title, but the winner is probably going to be fighting for a title next up. So it's one of these in-between fights where a lot is on the line. Regis Prograis, in particular, really needs this fight. We're going to get into why in a second. But Jack Catterall is a growing favorite in this bout. He's actually moved to like that minus 460 range, and it wasn't like that a couple months ago, but he's been getting a lot of steam because, well, he's looked a lot better in terms of form. He fought Josh Taylor, who was undisputed champion in this weight class, who beat Regis Prograis in the finals of the World Boxing Super Series in 2019. Jack Catterall fought Josh Taylor in 2022, and he lost, but really should have won that fight. It was a robbery, if you ask myself and a lot of people. A lot of people thought Jack Catterall should have won that fight. So he sort of had to rebuild his record, so to speak. He has the one loss, and he's beaten impressive competition since, Jorge Linares being one of them, and also the rematch with Josh Taylor. He had a rematch with him earlier this year, beat him in the spring, outpointed him convincingly, and avenged that one loss. Regis Prograis, on the other hand, who is 35 years old, so he's a few years older than Jack Catterall, he lost to Devin Haney last December, which is a fight that we broke down here that we called Devin Haney by decision. Devin Haney won every single round in that fight and even knocked Regis Prograis down in the third round of that fight. And that came as a Regis Prograis title defense because he was the WBC super lightweight champion. Earlier that year, in June, he beat Danielito Zorrilla in a title defense, his first title defense after winning the title the year before. And against him, he won a narrow split decision, or it should have been more narrow because he got some favorable scorecards there. Now, I think Regis Prograis barely won that fight because his opponent would not engage enough, and Regis Prograis did score a knockdown in the third round of that fight. But he looked very, very slow compared to what he normally does, and he's had two back-to-back underwhelming performances leading up to this fight with Jack Catterall. And on top of that, he's older and we haven't seen him in a long time because he hasn't fought since December, where Jack Catterall has been in form. He's won impressive decision after impressive decision since the Josh Taylor loss, air quotes, loss. And because of all these different things, while I respect Regis Prograis and think he's a great former champion who's been a champion multiple times, and I think in his peak, one of the best in his weight class, I think Jack Catterall is going to win this fight. Jack Catterall also has the hometown advantage here, so that's something to be mindful of. But Jack Catterall, I think, is just better and sharper right now. I like him to win on points. It's minus 170 out there on the market at one particular book. I think if you do want to bet Regis Prograis in an upset, there's some tantalizing value there. I think you should do it by knockout, and I think you should do it between rounds 7 through 12. You can get a crazy good number on that, plus 800 or something along those lines. I think that's the way he would probably upset Jack Catterall because he does have finishing ability in both hands. We just haven't seen it for a long time. But Jack Catterall most likely outpoints Regis Prograis based on what we've seen leading up to this bout. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll be back with more boxing content very soon. Thank you for watching and enjoy the fight.